Hi everyone, Unicorns here with Rhyme Signatures, the nerdiest music review this side of enjoying a family-sized chicken bucket before ruining the ending of your daughter's favourite picture book. And today we're going to be doing a review of the latest Toehider EPs from his 12 in 12 project. We are once again at another exciting update into the mind of Toehider's Michael Mills, as we now have EPs 7, 8 and 9 of the ongoing 12 in 12 project. For those of you who aren't already aware, this is the second time that Mills, under his Toehider moniker, has undertaken a project of this magnitude, and we are now thoroughly balls deep into this thrilling foray into the mind of a man who appears to have limitless ideas for his works and projects. Now, I have been thoroughly positive of this project so far, and can happily confirm that the first half of this musical journey honestly resulted in very little in the way of duds or missed ideas. Every EP has felt distinct, and every one of them seems to have hit the mark with whatever their intention has been. So here we are, another 3 EPs to dig into. And what's interesting about this particular salvo is that 2 of these EPs we've been presented with are single-track offerings, but both are so utterly, mind-bogglingly different to each other, it's oftentimes hard to believe that they've come from the same mind. To summarise then, we have a single-track, old-school style classic progressive rock epic, a single-track, new-school, atmospheric, dare I say it, ASMR-esque, cyberpunky, neon-tinted offering, and a more approachable, synthy pop-prog smattering of danceable, funky, instantly enjoyable songs. Each of these is, as has become typical for this project, quite distinct from the last, but they all carry very familiar and unmistakable Toehider hallmarks. Mills' vocals, of course, are impeccable in every single plausible scenario as he continues to casually throw around notes that most vocalists would absolutely balk at the prospect of replicating. Now, I will get something out of the way now, though. I'm not a huge fan of the atmospheric EP, Stereo Night Ash. I think it's a well-executed idea, and certainly it's admirably produced and completed, but it's simply not my personal taste or sound. Now, I admire Mills for taking on something like this, and that you're not really meant to listen to this kind of thing like typical music, but I'll just go out and say that this EP was a little bit of an L for me, as it's not something I'm really likely to return to. If, though, you are into this kind of ambient soundscape, then this could very well be everything you've been looking for. Mills's spoken dialogue is soothing and certain to be quite appealing to a lot of people, and then there's the dialogue-free option to enjoy as well if you prefer just the digital sounds and atmospheres. It's a 10 out of 10 for execution on this one, but it sadly just doesn't land for me personally. On the flip side of things, though, we have the altogether much more my thing single-track epic EP of Toehider, whose album art even has faux vinyl wear and a circle around it, such as its love letter to the 1970s nature. This is further continuation and proof, as if any more was actually needed following the sublime I have little to no memory of these memories, that Mills is a certified genius at writing the more long-form tracks. Whereas that was a much more expansive, far-reaching demonstration of his talent and ability to mix and match various styles and moods, Toehider is comfortable in emulating the classics of 50 years past, feeling at times a little bit Yes, a little bit Rush, a little bit Genesis, King Crimson, etc., but yet somehow also like none of these and feels exclusively a Toehider release. There's a lot to love, there's some incredibly catchy vocal moments, some spectacular instrumentation, and it's all wrapped up in a product that doesn't outstay its welcome, enjoys the leitmotifs it raises within the confines of its own runtime, and would easily be the highlight of any full-length LP that this will hopefully feature on in the future. Which brings us neatly to the last of these EPs and the most recent one, Space Famous. This is not entirely dissimilar in many ways to the recently released Mannequin by Kairos, insofar that it manages to blend a lot of distinctly mainstream-sounding electronica sounds with the backbone and experimentation of the progressive rock and metal that we all associate Toehider with the most. It's honestly hard to pick a favourite track from this selection. All 4 of them are extremely strong, and if Mills was to make an entire album of music like this, I think I can comfortably say that this would keep me extremely happy. It feels like between this and Kairos' new release, I have been identifying as a synth-pop metal fan more and more. The keyboards really are the star on this EP, but that's not to discredit Mills' expectedly exquisite guitar work. The way he's blended the kind of Glass Animals sounding melodies with modern electronica, top 40 worthy choruses in sync with his demonstrably fantastic axe work is highly commendable, and continues to mark him out as one of the most successfully creative people in modern progressive rock. So, what else can I say about this round of EPs in Toehider's 12 in 12 project? It's safe to say that each successive quarter of this project has been able to keep me guessing as to what's coming next, and even when it becomes clear what each EP is exploring, Mills still manages to keep things interesting and unexpected. Even though this is the first set of EPs where one hasn't particularly landed for me, it's quite clear upon listening to it that this is a me problem and certainly not a critique or commentary of the effort and work that has been put into it. Toehider and Space Famous more than make up for this minor disappointment though, and the only thing I can really think of now is where on earth does he go next for the final 3 EPs. Personally, I'd love to see a bluegrass one, perhaps some doom metal like that bit in I Have Little to No Memory of These Memories, and maybe a covers EP. I'm sure that whatever is left to come will continue to impress and further cement Mills as one of the hardest working people in prog. And you bet your bottom dollar do that Muggins here will be eagerly awaiting the email from Patreon when they go live. This is all, of course, guys, as you know, my opinion, so if you have listened to these new EPs from Toehider, please tell me what you thought of them in the comments down below. If you did like this video, please do share it around with anyone else who you think would enjoy it, please do give it a thumb, and please do consider subscribing to the channel for more content. My link tree will be left down below where you can find all the various places to stalk or harass me on social media, so please do drop me a like or a follow on those. And until next time, guys, as always, keep your rhyme signatures extremely odd.